Now, they are two of the most talked about players in the Premier League this season. All-action midfield enforcers, Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, although you could argue Rice has had a more attacking role at Arsenal and Caicedo a more defensive one at Chelsea. They share many of the same qualities. So who is having the bigger impact on their team? Tim Sherwood was a former all-action midfielder as well. We'll start with Rice. How important is he to Arsenal?
Super important. For me, he's an 8. I think that he's best when he's let him off the leash and he goes forward, he bursts into the box. I think he can finish. His set-piece delivery is incredible. He heads the ball out of his own box as well, from defensive situations. He's a reliable character. If you're a fan, you're looking down on that pitch, you know that Declan is giving you everything. There's no self-indulgence in him whatsoever. All he's about is the team, and he's same when he's wearing an England shirt as well. He is a magnificent signing at north of 100 million for Arsenal, and he looks cheap at that money. We talk about the huge fees now. That boy now, with the benefit of hindsight and seeing it, 100% is a bargain at that money. It gives you so much on the pitch, and also during the week in that training area, you know straight away he's a good type. He's a good type, and he's singing the right tune, and the manager will absolutely love him. For me, manager's reference, 100%. He will not keep me up 1 minute during the night. Won't keep me up. He will be absolutely magnificent, someone I can rely on.
And what about Caicedo to Chelsea, his importance?
Just copy and paste of what I've just said, but more defensive, wouldn't want to play against him. He's all over you. As soon as you get the ball, get your head up, it's like it puts you in the tumble dryer. He wins the ball back better than any player. North of 100 million again, bargain, this boy. Gives everything on the pitch. You see how tenacious he is winning that ball back. Looks like a leader as well. I'm not sure how vocal he is, but he doesn't have to be. He leads by example on that pitch, and when he's not there, they will miss him hugely. So you're going to ask me who misses which?
Yeah, who would be missed more by their club?
Caicedo would be missed more. And there's no criticism of Declan, it's just that they've got a better squad. Arsenal have a better squad. They can shift players around. Zubimendi can go and sit in that 6th position. And they've got other players to play in the 8s when they've got players fit. If Chelsea was to lose Caicedo, takes out their heartbeat, takes out all their energy, all their firepower, all their aggression. And at the moment, they haven't got a squad thick enough to cope with him being missing. So, yeah, I'd love to have them both. Imagine them both in your midfield. I mean, it must be an absolute dream. You sleep like a baby. And I don't mean waking up every 20 minutes crying your eyes out.
Well, let's see what the viewers are thinking about this. Who is having the greater impact, Rice or Caicedo? Declan Rice, more important to Arsenal, 56% say to 44% on Moises Caicedo. Let's get the fan view now. We're going to debate this with an Arsenal fan and a Chelsea fan. We've got Christian Ty talking up Declan Rice, while John from Blue Lions TV will do the same for Moises Caicedo. Right, Christian, why is Rice so important to Arsenal, and why do you think he's better than Caicedo?
Look, this question's been floated around a lot. Personally, I think they're both two great players. Like Tim said, both north of 100 million. And a lot of the times when you bring in a player for big money, or we've seen in the Premier League players been brought in for big money and they haven't proven their price tag. I think these are two guys that are actually worth big money, play a massive role in their teams. I agree that if you take Caicedo out of Chelsea, it probably has a bigger impact because we have the squad to fill in for Declan Rice. But yeah, just on Declan, this guy is so important to what we do. You know, if you want him to do the 6 role and break up play and win the ball back and progress it forward, he can do that. I think Arteta sees him as more than just that, you know. If you want him to play in the 8 role, where he's getting forward and driving forward with the ball, getting on the end of things, shooting from outside the box, set-piece deliveries, like he had it all. He's an absolute engine. Like you see players tiring in games. Sometimes I watch Declan Rice and I think he actually looks fitter and like he has more energy towards the end of the game sometimes. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, we see against Burnley on the weekend, the definition of a box-to-box midfielder. He is in our box defending a long throw. 10, 20 seconds later, he's in their box scoring a goal. So this guy is so important to what we do. He's one of the players, if you were to take him out, I think there's 3 players, Timber, Gabriel and Declan Rice right now, are 3 most important players. If you were to take any of those out, the level drops massively. So, yeah, look, I love Rice, but I've got a lot of respect for Caicedo at the same time.
Go on then, John, make your case for Caicedo.
Yeah, I have to go for Moises. I actually feel like Moises gets a bit maybe underrated because he's using like a very specialized role at Chelsea where he's got a lot of responsibilities. You know, he's breaking the play up, he's kick-starting the play as well, defending transitions. It's one of those roles where if he makes any type of slight error, like the entire system could collapse. And he's performing at this like ridiculous intensity. Like he's putting in straight 8 out of 10s every single week now for like a whole year. But I think what kind of elevates Caicedo as well is that as an all-round football player, I think this guy doesn't get enough credit for it. I mean, not only can he play the line breakers, the kickstart attacks, he can pin those driving switch balls to release attackers out wide. But he's also showing he's got that type of Rodri ability to change the game now, where, you know, if you give him that freedom to kind of roam up the field to take shots now, he scored 4 goals this season. And every time Moises scores, I mean, it's a cannon that's going straight in the back of the net. And he's scoring the decisive, important goals that are changing the game, that's giving us the lead, that's giving us the advantage. I think the guy, in my opinion, I see like these comparisons of like Kante, Makelele, and Essien. I feel like he is like the embodiment of all some of like their best qualities in his game. Like he's got the Essien shooting and playmaking, he's got the Makelele defensive reading, and he's got that Kante ability to just kind of win in midfield by himself. He's a few years younger than Rice, and I think already you're seeing like a really, really high level to him. And I actually think he's like the best bargain 100 million purchase that there's ever been spent on a guy for that amount of money. So yeah, I think Caicedo is incredible and is only going to get better.
In your lifetimes, guys, and you're only young guys, and you've only seen so many years, is Moises and Declan, are they the best signings you've ever seen your club make?
It's a very good question. Of this kind of Emirates era, I think so. I think the longevity you're going to get from him, consistency. He's always fit. Always, like John was saying, Declan Rice is the same. He always puts in a 7 or 8 out of 10. You know what you're going to get. I think the thing Rice has over Caicedo is he can do a lot more. If you want Rice to be that 6 and sit back and win the ball and progress the ball, he can do that. But like we're saying, if you want him to be in the 8 position, box to box, scoring goals, you know, he's got his trademark now as well. You know, the kind of in to out kind of whip far post. We saw that against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge a couple of years ago. Yeah. Saw it against Newcastle last season, Manchester United, set piece deliveries. So yeah, one of the best signings in the Emirates era for sure.
Who? Give me a name. You have to give me a name because I think he's your best in the time
Probably
you've been watching.
Yeah, look, I love Saliba and Gabriel as well. They're up there. But if you're talking midfielders, Declan Rice probably going to be number 1.
Yeah, I suppose if you're going back to the hybrid age, you talk about Henry and Bergkamp and that sort as well, Vieira, Petit. But of course, you've said, mate. I know, but he did just say Emirates.
He's in nappies then.
He did say Emirates.
I was 10 when we moved to the Emirates. So, yeah, in my adult lifetime, I think Declan Rice is definitely up there.
What do you reckon, John, for Caicedo?
I mean, in my adult lifetime, I saw us sign Drogba, Hazard, and Frank Lampard. So, yeah, I can't really answer that. But I think in the modern era, I think he's the most important signing Clearlake have made. Listen, he had it hard when he first signed for us. He had to adapt. He was even saying psychologically maybe he suffered a little bit coming to terms and grips with the money spent on him, the pressures around him. But testament to the guy that he was able to get past that and really just showcase, like, you know, the incredible footballing ability he has. But I really want to stress, I feel like he has this moniker of only being seen as a ball-winning midfield player. Yeah. I mean, Caicedo was incredibly complete. And I think if he ever had that possibility to play further forward as an 8, he would surprise the entire league and you would see the numbers reflect that too.
Well,
if you take him out, you would hugely miss him, wouldn't you? You can't cope with him missing.
You can make a case that Arsenal have the squad to cope without Rice. They wouldn't be as good because Rice is so good. But John, with Chelsea, with Caicedo, I mean, who would you put in there to even get close?
I mean, you know, we've got obviously Lavia, we've got Andre Santos, and, you know, interestingly, Santos kind of won back possession against Wolves in the Carabao Cup to release Esteval for his 3rd goal. In a similar fashion to Caicedo, obviously, setting up Joao Pedro against Spurs. So I feel like maybe in the future, we probably have adequate backup. But I think right now, because these guys are so young and Lavia is still finding his fitness, and I think Santos still needs to learn how to impose himself physically in the league. Right now, Caicedo is still a match, in my opinion, and you'd feel the quality levels going down if he's not in the team. I think it's that simple.
Christian, just a wider one on Arsenal. Have you already won the title?
Of course not. No, you don't win the title after 10 games. Come on. There's a long way to go. And I've said as well, we'll have a blip at some point. I know it's all great now. We're not conceding goals or shots or whatever it is. There'll be a few bad weeks. You know, there'll be some results that don't go your way. There always is. So, yeah, let's just stay consistent. Try and keep that gap to 6-7 points or extend it next week when Liverpool and City play each other. And just keep going, you know, one game at a time. I think as fans, we're allowed to get excited. We're allowed to look forward. But I know for a fact in that training ground or on that training pitch, they'll be focusing on, you know, Champions League tomorrow, then Sunderland on the weekend. And then, you know, just a game at a time. Just keep picking up the points. Don't look around you. Just keep extending that gap, like I say. But no, of course,
Christian,
it's not one yet.
Just one quick one. When you watched the game, Chelsea-Tottenham at the weekend, did you get the result you wanted?
I said draw or Chelsea win. I never want Spurs to win, ever. It's not even to do with points. Yeah, draw would have been ideal, but yeah, Chelsea winning. I don't think Chelsea are going to challenge us for the league. I think they're a very good team, but I think they're a few players off, especially defensively. So, yeah, like I said, I never want Spurs to win.
John, how frustrating is it for you, John, that you can go and win away at Tottenham, but then the week before you lost at home to Sunderland? How frustrated are the Chelsea fans about this inconsistency?
I told you
it's interesting. Obviously, Sunderland surprised us with their back five. Maresca wasn't ready for that. And I think until we're ready to kind of, you know, find solutions against, you know, packed defenses, rest defenses, five at the back, you can't really talk about our like title hopes right now. But in regards to Tottenham, I also have to say that I was incredibly surprised by how willing Tottenham were to give us the game. I think this is probably the easiest game we'll play the entire season. They did everything in their power to ensure that we would have the most comfortable game to create the most opportunities. And I kind of left that game a bit disappointed that we didn't make more of a statement with more goals, because everything was tailor-made for us to only find success against them. So
could be 4 or 5-0.
I think it should have been 3 minimum. I think so. I agree. Yeah. So, you know, you're not going to get those games all the time. And our test is we're going to come up against a lot more Sunderlands this season than Tottenham's this season. And until we find proper solutions against that five at the back, like teams that feel confident they can get something against us and play with, you know, some real intensity and courage, then, you know, we're not ready for those title talk conversations just yet.